Bliss, Sip Bliko, Sip Ashok, Sip Kundan, Sip Eru, and the rest of you I can't see, but welcome to the call. Sunday evening, an interesting topic, very interesting topic. I don't know how many of you asked this question. How much time is enough to be in consciousness? Somebody asked me this question 2 days back. How much time is enough to be in consciousness? Huh? So I said, okay, I said I'd answer your question in Zoom. So who would like to go? How much time is enough to be in consciousness? Do we have to be in consciousness 10 minutes per hour, 1 hour per day, morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day? How much time we must be in consciousness? We have got Vivek and Bliko. Vivek, yes, Vivek.
शिवम एयर
Shoham.
सर हमें हमेशा ही कॉन्शियसनेस में रहना चाहिए जब भी हम होश में
कैसे रहेंगे हमेशा कॉन्शियसनेस में? जब सोएंगे
तब नहीं, जब हम उठे रहते हैं, जब भी हम जागृत
आपने
अवस्था में
बोला
रहते हैं,
हमेशा, तो मैं डर गया। कैसे हमेशा, कैसे कॉन्शियसनेस?
नहीं
How can you
गुरुजी,
be हमेशा in consciousness, Vivek? That's the point. Can you be हमेशा in consciousness?
गुरुजी मैंने सुना तो है ऐसा, क्या कहते हैं, नींद में भी कुछ रह लेते हैं योग निद्रा में।
अच्छा, you try and tell me, आप ये करके दिखाओ मुझे कि स्लीप में भी आप कॉन्शियसनेस में हैं। कैसे योग निद्रा हो सकता है? आप बोल के बताइए मुझे, ऐसे हो सकता है? आपके एक्सपीरियंस से यू थिंक इज पॉसिबल कि सोते हुए टाइम भी कॉन्शियसनेस में रह सकते हैं? इज इट पॉसिबल?
नहीं, मैंने ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस तो कभी नहीं किया, पर सुना है।
ओके, सो विवेक कहता है कि यू शुड बी इन कॉन्शियसनेस 24 आवर्स। ब्लिको, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से? ब्लिको?
Shivam, everybody.
Sure.
We have no control over sleep. When we sleep, we have dreams, and we have no dreams, but we have no control over our mind, and we cannot be in consciousness. But when we are in a waking state, where we are doing all the activities, that time, if we do maximum, try to be in consciousness by coming back to consciousness every time we lose, because it is very hard to be in consciousness all the time, and it is actually a part of sadhana, and that we have to practice and maximize it. That is what I can say. So if you are in the maximum, you will be in Satchidana.
So how much time is enough to be in consciousness? That's the question.
More and more time, and I think we have to take a break when we are busy in doing something which can steal our consciousness. At that time, we have to take a break and come back to consciousness.
Okay, so Bliko says maximum time.
As and when we feel that we observe that our mind is.
Okay, so Eru, you want to say something, Eru? How much time we should be in consciousness?
I asked you this question that first, what is the need of being in consciousness? Because when we are alive, we will be free from triple suffering if we are in consciousness. But for attaining moksha, we need consciousness. We need to be in that union with the divine and everything. So being in consciousness, you told that we have to be in consciousness always. So,
is it possible?
One question I want to ask here.
Yeah.
When we talk about when we are sleeping, so in that state, they are, sleeping, dreaming, when we are dreaming, then mind is working and body is sleeping. There also we might talk about Chaturyam. So is that not a consciousness state?
Okay, good. So Chaturyam is that state of realization. Chaturyam is that state of realization that I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not even the sleeper. When you wake up from a deep sleep, you say, I had a nice sound sleep. Don't you say, what a kahan thi main? Sometimes you sleep in the afternoon for 10 minutes and you wake up. It looks like you slept the whole night. Don't you get that feeling? Sometimes you can take a short sleep for 20, 30 minutes and you don't know where you are. You get up from a sleep and say, it's like that. So Chaturyam is that. Don't confuse Chaturyam to be consciousness. Chaturyam is, what's the meaning of Chaturyam? Chaturyam means Chatur, fourth. Chaturyam means the fourth state of consciousness. The first state is Jagrat, the second state is Swapna, the third state is Sushupti, and the fourth state is Chaturyam. Okay, don't mix up that. Now we are talking about 2-3 things important Aru brought about. Aru says, why should we be in consciousness? Who can give me who can give me an instant answer? Samatma, why should we be in consciousness, Samatma? Any idea?
Being in consciousness is being in the moment. If we are not in the moment, then we will not achieve anything.
So why should we be in consciousness?
Because our ultimate goal is moksha. For that, whatever steps we have to take, we have to be in consciousness. Only then you can reach over there.
Okay, but is there any other reason that we should be in consciousness? Girish, would you like to, is Girish there? Was there some reason why we should be in consciousness, Girish? I don't see Girish. Is he there? Please unmute, Girish. Please unmute.
If we are not in consciousness, we'll be in mit man dukha.
See, now Girish is in consciousness. Now Girish is in consciousness, and in consciousness he is giving the answer. He's saying very clear. Samatma, are you paying attention, Samatma? Practically, there are only two options. For example, in your hand, no, Samatma, either there is reverse, what do you call this? Like in a coin, heads or tails. Either your hand is the palm side or the reverse side. So what Girish is saying, there are only two options. Aru, to be, please make note, there are only two options. Either we are in consciousness or we are in mind state. What Girish said beautifully, he spoke better than my expectation. So Girish said, he didn't said, I would have said either we are in consciousness or we are mind. But Girish went forward. He said, either you are in consciousness or you are in man mithya dukha. He went to the ultimate. Because when you are in consciousness, Aru, you reach that state of Sat Chit Anand. Either you are in a state of Sat Chit Anand or you are in a state of Man Mithya Dukha. Always. Always. Now, even when Vivek said we should be all the time, Bliko was saying whenever possible we should be. But Bliko, the point is this, every time you are not in consciousness, your mind is in control of you. And Samatma, what you said, when the mind is in control of you, you're not in the moment. The mind is in control of you. The mind is thinking thoughts. The mind creates fear. The mind can cook fear when there's no fear. The mind can create a danger through a fear when there is actually no fear, no need to fear. The mind is a dangerous fellow, a dangerous rascal. So therefore, the answer to that question, why should we be in consciousness? Because the moment you are in consciousness, you are in thoughtlessness. The moment you are in thoughtlessness, your mind is transcended. And the moment you are not in consciousness, you are in mind state. Beautifully said by Girish as man mithya dukha. And up to now, people are saying we should be in consciousness as much time. Yes, Aru, you must be in consciousness all the time or as much time. You have something more to ask.
That is for living this life.
Correct.
Ananda, Satchidananda, being happy, being free from suffering. I understand.
Yeah.
But for when somebody is about to die, that moment that person should be in consciousness. Then only that person can attain moksha. That moment of time, he or she should know that he is not this body, mind, ego, and he is a divine soul. So my question is, if a person, however enlightened that person may be, and the person may be sleeping, then he dies. So
okay.
you attain moksha.
Yeah. If you are dying in your sleep and you're an enlightened person, surely you are attained moksha, because you have in that state of let's understand a point. Please, Aru, please be clear, everybody on the call. either we are conscious or either we are in biologically conscious or biologically unconscious. That is different matter. Biologically conscious and biologically unconscious is different matter. Consciousness is about biologically conscious. We have to be conscious. There should be consciousness in the state when we are awake. We are not expecting to have consciousness when we are sleeping. Please don't even think about that. So a man who's enlightened and dies in sleep, he will not come back to the earth. No question at all. Because that person is, and also tell you one thing, an enlightened person who has attained consciousness doesn't lose consciousness. The yogi doesn't break his yoga. There may be moments where you lose your yoga or you lose your consciousness. That is not today's discussion. Today's discussion is a practical question. Some people who are in the samsara, who are seekers of the truth, who are trying to achieve this success in this spiritual journey, they ask the question, how many hours in a day I should be in consciousness? That is the question today. Is it okay for me to be in samsara for out of 24 hours? They say I sleep 6 hours or I sleep 8 hours. To me, 6 hours is best, 8 hours is maximum. So suppose you sleep 8 hours. So suppose out of 24 you minus 8, you have 16 hours. If you sleep 6, then you have 18 hours, whatever. 16 hours, 18 hours. In that 16 hours or 18 hours, how much time we must be in consciousness? This is the question. Rekha Parvani, from the 16 to 18 hours, how much time we should be in consciousness?
Shiva Mayor,
Sure.
I think we can be in consciousness at the time. Like even if we are doing work, we should be conscious that we are not a body, mind, and ego.
So how much time we should spend in consciousness?
Every moment we should try.
Is it possible?
It's not possible. It's not possible, but we should try. Like at least 2 hours we should give a complete consciousness, but every moment we should realize this and be in consciousness. Like even if we have to do some work outside also. Like today, my husband was asking me when now we read the topic consciousness. So he asked me that how can we be in consciousness all the time? Also.
So we already said, right? So the mind versus consciousness, we did just 13 points. Already few days back we did these points. Is it easy to be in consciousness all the time? No.
No.
Why it's not easy to be in conscious? Why it's not easy? Tell me why.
Because the mind, you get distracted.
The mind, you can't. They say, did Lord Krishna tell the Bhagavad Gita, जिसने मन को काबू में लाया वो मोक्ष पा लिया. In which scripture it is there? I'm not sure. It's there in some scripture. कि जिसने मन पे काबू लाया वो निर्वाण पा लिया, वो मोक्ष पा लिया. What does it mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean? It means the one who is in consciousness all the time attains moksha.
Yes.
Is it possible to be in consciousness all the time? So the answer we are trying to get is that. The answer we are trying to get is how much time? Sudeep Bhargava, how much time you can be in consciousness, Sudeep Bhargava?
So I'm trying to increase the time to the extent possible.
But how much time your mind takes over?
Definitely 50%. Definitely. I'll be very honest with you.
Sudeep is being honest. Sudeep is giving an honest answer. Sudeep is saying
to spend some time in the morning and in the evening in silence.
I like the honesty. I like the see. Let me tell you, my dear friends, the moment we are making a wrong decision, we are in mind state. When we are in consciousness state, we cannot take wrong. There cannot be anger. There cannot be fear. There cannot be jealousy. None of these emotions of toxic emotions can come in the state of consciousness. Because the state of consciousness is Sat Chit Anand. The state of consciousness is a state of Sat Chit Anand. The moment, that's why I loved Girish's answer. The moment there is no Chit, there is Man. There is no Sat, there is Mithya. There is no Anand, there is Dukha. We have created this in one of our Zoom calls. This Man, Mithya, Dukha is not my creation. It is your creation. Like yesterday we created What is the soul? So today I was thinking, what is the energy which is in the mountains and the sea? Anybody has worked on it? Anybody has got answer to that? Let me know if you all have found any answer. Because SOUL, spark of unique life. So there is SIP. SIP is the supreme immortal power. You and me, we are soul, spark of unique life. And what about the mountain? What about the wind? What about the ocean? What about the rivers? What is that? That is also SIP, but it's not SIP. SIP is the supreme. What is this nature? What is this inanimate objects? So I want you to think about it. Maybe tomorrow we talk about
It's
it. Gautam.
power or energy.
Huh? Yeah, it is energy. What do we call it? Just energy? Rekha, what do we call it?
Power
It
of
is, yeah, it's obviously the power is from SIP only, but it is energy only. Or
Yeah, but what do we call that? Like we said, soul. You understand soul? What is soul?
yes,
What is soul? SOUL means
you just said it now.
spark of unique.
Spark of unique. Yes.
So what are you? You are a spark of unique life.
Yes.
What is Gautam? Gautam is the spark of unique life.
Yes.
Each person is a spark of unique life. Gautam is different from you, although that spark is coming from SIP. But in you are separate. Gautam is separate because your sparks of unique life is separate, because your karma is separate. Your mind and ego are separate. You appear like two separate waves. So what should we call that energy in the mountain, in the ocean, is what I'm thinking. Gautam wanted to ask a question. Yes, Gautam.
It's AiR.
Sit, Gautam.
Consciousness means when do we know that when we are in consciousness?
Very simple. When the mind is not there, when there's no thoughts.
But do we think before going to consciousness, we should think that we should be in consciousness?
Gautam, बहुत simple है Gautam. Suppose you are working. Suppose you are busy for 1 hour in the shop. You are busy selling paint. You are busy making calls. Busy. You are in consciousness or you are in mind?
I'm in mind state.
Mind state. When are you in consciousness? When you step 2 steps back. You go back. And every thought that is coming to you, every action that is coming to you, you are doing as not Gautam, but the Atma in Gautam. When you become awakened, when you become enlightened that I am Gautam, I am not Gautam. Even though you may be talking to customer. Suppose you're talking to a customer and you're thinking, isko kaisa goli bana, isko kaisa thoda ullu banana hai, kaisa, how much? You tell 500 rupees more. But if you are in consciousness, then all the time you are aware, you are awake, you know what you are doing, you know what you are saying, to whom you are saying. That man also is an Atma, your customer also is an Atma. That state of consciousness, there's no thought. Now I'm talking to you. Am I thinking and talking to you? I'm not thinking and talking to you. I am in yoga. I am connected. I am in a state of, as I'm talking to you, my mind is off. I am not trying to think anything. I am talking to you from, every day in the Zoom call, I talk to you from a state of consciousness. Yesterday when the soul idea came, you were there, spark of unique life. You were there yesterday when the point came.
I was not there.
So we were talking, what is soul? What is soul? What is soul? I do not know the answer. It was in consciousness that the answer came. Today I was in a flight from Helsinki to Delhi. I was in consciousness. I got the word for the power in the mountain. I got the word, but I want to find from you all. So I will tell you afterwards. I already got in consciousness. What is that word?
और एक बात है, consciousness में ये भी होता है कि हम कभी भी जो हमको पता रहता है कि आइटम कहाँ पड़ा है, हम भूल जाते हैं.
That means mind. When you are in consciousness, सब याद आ जाता है.
अच्छा.
When suppose morning you left one important document somewhere. In the evening you can't find the document. So you're going on worried. Arey, jaldi jana hai, lawyer ke paas jana hai. I want the document. I have to find the document. Where is the document? Where I kept the bank? I have to give State Bank of India ka document hai. Kahan State Bank of India ka document rakha? I don't know kahan rakha. वो bank को document देना, bank को document. कभी नहीं मिलेगा document. कभी नहीं मिलेगा. Now you switch off your thought. You go back to consciousness. Just try it. Go back to consciousness and go back to that point when that SBI document was in your hand. Go to the state of consciousness, go back and don't think. Straight away answer will come to you where you kept it. Straight away answer will come to you, because in consciousness you will get you will get the flash. But when you are in mind state, you will not get the flash.
Thank you.
So, okay, who else? Anybody else wants to talk about this? How long we should be in consciousness, or we can go to any open questions? Anybody? We have some questions on type, but I would like to give an opportunity for live questions first.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
So, like you said, in consciousness, you can have access to some of the things which is missed by the memory, because of mind is not concentrated at that point of time.
Yeah.
Right. So the person who is clever, like in a class of 50, one guy is getting 90-95% marks, right? That is maybe because of his concentration and his memory and the function of recalling that memory at the right time in examination. So he gets more marks. If I got the answer after 3 hours, that is of no use, because at that time I didn't get the answer, so I will not get that mark. So is the memory superseding consciousness, or what is the relationship between memory and consciousness? Because if you are not clever, you are clever means like you are right. You can do more than others, like scientists. They do.
I will explain to you and you give the answer now. I will explain to you and you give me the answer. Okay, Bliko, ready? Memory is a place where information is stored. You agree? Memory is a place where information is stored. We have lost Bliko. You can hear me, right? Girish, you can hear me? Bliko is blanked out, but I think he can hear. So yes, memory is a place where, because memory is a place where information is stored. If we go to memory with mind, what will happen, Bliko? The mind will mean 50 thoughts per minute. If there are 50 thoughts per minute, will we be able to pick up from memory better? Or if there is no thought per minute in consciousness, if there is 0 thought per minute, we can pick up from memory better. When do you think we can pick up from memory better?
When there is less thought or no thought.
So you know the answer. Memory is a place where information is stored. I hope you got the point. You got your point, or you're not clear? Because we are losing you. Your connection is not okay.
Yeah, I got it.
You agree? Are you clear or you are not clear?
I think today, agree.
Okay. Thank you. So we must understand, it's a very good point Bliko brought about. Bliko brought about a point, my dear friends, very often our memory doesn't work. And our memory doesn't work because the mind is confused. Our memory doesn't work because the mind is going, you can't make decision. Somebody asked me, well, today morning we are having a discussion, Vivek, Chitta, Man. We wrote in a new bhajan. We written a new bhajan in which we say, in Chitta, the Vivek will come alive provided you kill the mind. And the argument was, how can you kill the mind? Because you need the Vivek to kill the mind. No, the Vivek comes in the Chitta. So it is not that you use the Vivek to kill the mind to get the Chitta. No, not like that. This is a wrong understanding. It is not that you don't use Vivek to kill the mind to find Chitta. No. In Chitta, the Vivek comes alive to kill the mind. Not that you use Vivek to kill the mind and then you find Chitta. Not like that. That's not the order. So therefore, we have got only 2 states of either we are in mind or we are in consciousness. When we are in mind, we are bombarded by thought. I told you, there's thought, there's fear, there's worry, there's anxiety. The moment you're in consciousness, what happens? Ashok Chotwani, when you're in consciousness, fear and worry will go away or will not go away? Fear and worry. Why? Tell me, Ashok Chotwani, why fear and worry will go away in consciousness? Explain to me.
There will be no thoughts. We are thoughtless.
Exactly. Ashok Chotwani is telling so simply. He's saying because in consciousness there will be no thought. Fear and worry are a product of thought. Where does fear and worry come from? Fear and worry only comes from thought. When you're in consciousness, can you have fear and worry? Is it possible? Is it not? It's not possible to have fear and worry. So Gautam, that is the state you come to know you are in consciousness or you are not. Or you, if you are in fear, if you are in worry, if you are in anxiety, then what state are you? You are in a state of mind. And how much time we must try to be in consciousness? Today's question. We must be in consciousness all the time. We must be in consciousness all the time. And the moment, who told me this? When you lose consciousness, somebody told me you have to come back to consciousness. Who said? I don't know. One of you, Samatma said, or who said? Or Girish said. The moment you lose consciousness, you must CBTC. Come back. CBTC, come back to consciousness. CBTC. CBTY, come back to yoga. CBTC, come back to consciousness. This is the I tell something. If you come back to consciousness, you can become a genius. You can become a genius in any field of endeavor, not just in spirituality. You can become a genius in any field, if you are able to be in the state of consciousness. Yes? Any live questions? Yes.
और एक बात पूछना चाहता हूँ. आपने बोला कि अगर जो मैं आइटम कहाँ रखूँ तो मेरे को पता नहीं चलता तो आई एम इन माइंड स्टेट. मेरे को कभी-कभी ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस होता है कि व्हेन आई एम कॉन्शियस आई फॉरगेट वेयर आई एम. वो बराबर है क्या?
हाँ, you can be in that state. You can be in that state where you forget where you are, but you can't be in that state all the time. No. Then tomorrow you will be in somebody else's house. Then you will be sitting in somebody else's cash counter in somebody else's shop. Then so that also is not okay, right?
वो consciousness है क्या है?
No, that is trance. What you are saying is that is not consciousness. In consciousness, you know where you are. In consciousness, it's not like ganja. It's not like hafim or drugs. Okay, you take something, you don't know where you are. That is not consciousness. You became full aware. You become fully awakened. Complete awareness. Complete awareness. You can feel the divine presence all the time, but complete awareness. Sujit says, what is the importance of an afternoon nap? Sujit is asking, what is the importance of an afternoon nap? Very important. Those of you who are not taking an afternoon nap, I have been having an afternoon nap for many, many years. Because an afternoon nap makes your body system restart. You switch off and you switch on. Very important. For example, if you don't, let me tell you, if you have not slept for 2 days, can you be in consciousness? Huh? Rajan? My dear Rajan, if you don't sleep for 2 days, can you be in a state of consciousness if you have not slept for 2 days?
No.
You can't be in a state. Professor is giving us the answer. You cannot be in a state of consciousness. Why? Because the body is not in its proper frame.
Yes.
So we must understand that an afternoon nap is very good. It may be 10 minutes. It may be 20 minutes. Afternoon nap does not mean 4 hours. Huh? Sujit, don't tell me I'm afternoon nap 4 hours, I'm sleeping. Night nap 6 hours, I'm sleeping because AiR told 10 hours per day. No. Anybody sleeping more than 6 hours a day, I'm telling you, you're wasting your life. Anybody sleeping more than 6 hours a day, because I'm referring to Sujit about nap. You don't need more than 6 hours. You don't need more than 6 hours. So according to me, if you're sleeping 7, 8, 9, it's for you. You can sleep, no problem. It's not my business. But you must realize especially some people who need more time in life. Some people, they want time, but they sleep for 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. Then that's a problem. Okay. Sujit, there is no attraction, no attachment, no any thoughts, no worries, no fear. There is only real peace. Can we call this consciousness? Yes. When there's no attraction, no attachment, no thought, no worries, no fear. My dear Sujit is in Instagram. So I hope Sujit is listening to me. So Sujit, when you are in that state of no thought, in Buddhist, they call it mindfulness. It's called thoughtlessness. That is consciousness. What you're saying when there's no thought, no fear, no worry, what you're not realizing, Sujit, is that fear and worry and anxiety is a product of thought. When there is consciousness, there is no thought. When there is no thought, They cannot be fear. They cannot be worry. They cannot be stress, anxiety. Atmatray.
Shivam,
Sure, sir.
sir, when I go in deep meditation,
Yeah.
on the day I requires less sleep. Otherwise, I require 6 to 6.5 hours. I'm taking sleep. Why such meditation get less?
Because Atmatray, when you are in a
Yeah.
state of meditation,
Yeah.
that state of silence, when there is no thought, gives you a deep relaxation of the body and mind. Okay, Atmatray, let me ask you a question. Also, many of you who are sleeping for 7, 8, 9 hours, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what is the meaning of sleep? Anybody knows what's the meaning of sleep? Why don't we sleep like Kumbhakarna? Why don't we sleep like 6 months in the year? Why don't we sleep? Kumbhakarna, the mythology, it's a fairy tale. No, it's not real. Don't believe in Kumbhakarna's story. It's just a story. Atmatray, sleep, I define sleep as a process of restoration. Sleep restores body and mind. What it does, Atmatray? It restores. So deep meditation has got a higher power of restoration.
Okay.
If you have a deep meditation, even for short period of time, Atmatray, even if you have deep meditation for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, it can restore your body tremendously and mind.
Yes.
That's why you don't need more sleep.
I see.
So if some people who want to get over this oversleeping business, some silence, some state of meditation may help a lot. Okay, any more type questions?
Thank you.
Any more time? Thank you. So any more? Yes, Rekha?
For me, air bhajans brings me back to consciousness.
Yes.
When I for a moment also sink, I get back with
Very
air
good.
bhajan. Yes, I keep, and now even when I'm in a crowd, in my subconscious mind, I always sing the bhajan. It's always there with me. Like,
so let me tell you,
me.
You can get into consciousness by different modes. You can get into concentration, consciousness. Atmatray, according to Atmatray, he may use silence and meditation. You may use bhakti. Somebody may use karma yoga. You can use any form of yoga to be in consciousness. You may use prema yoga. You can get back to consciousness in prema yoga. You can get back to consciousness in jnana yoga. You can be in the Zoom call today and you can get back to yoga. Yoga is the way to get into consciousness. You got it?
Yes.
How many types of yoga are there?
5 types.
5 types of yoga. So to me, you can get into consciousness through 5 methods. Dhyana, bhakti, karma, jnana, prema. You can get into this consciousness through 5 states, or you can get through 5 states of yoga. So we have got Mitesh is asking, consciousness is like a broader view of everything. No judgment, no thought. Yes, you're right. In consciousness, you become awakened. You become a Buddha. Consciousness means awakenedness. Spiritual healing happens. Yes. So this is a comment. This is not a question. Okay, we have 5 more minutes. Anybody wants to ask any question before we close?
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes, Rajan. Namaste.
I heard or I learned some, I don't know where, for sleep, there are 2 cycles. One is fatigue removing sleep, that is before midnight in the midnight, before 12 in the night. And the rest part is refreshing sleep. If one lose this fatigue removing sleep, how many hours he slept will not matter. He will, in the morning or whenever he wake up, he didn't remove that fatigue from his.
He'll be tired. He'll be
tired. He'll be tired. Is it true, or is there any scientific fact behind this?
Honestly, I don't know. Because
Yes,
what
I
happens
also
is,
had a doubt.
These theories, no, Rajan, these theories we cannot comment for sure. Because somehow I think the research in these theories, it is not part of enlightenment. But I think each one has to use their own self-evaluation method.
Yes. From my evaluation, I saw this some resembling, because if one slept very late and woke up very late, there is tiredness in his face.
Let me tell you what I did. For 1 year, you know what I did? You know, I don't think you know this. For 1 year, every night I was awake.
Full
Every
night.
night, full night.
Oh.
And every day I was sleeping from 11 to 5, 11 to 6, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 to 5.
11 to 5. Oh,
For 1 year.
Yes.
For 1 year, not for 1 month, for 1 year.
Oh, it is.
You all don't know this. No, I think this is news to you all. This is news to you.
Yes,
For
new,
1
new.
year, I don't know how many of you know it. Eru, you know, for 1 year, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep full night. I was awake full night. And every day at 11 o'clock morning, when everybody used to come to office, I used to sleep. And I
Till
used to
5
wake up
o'clock.
at 5 o'clock. But I was fine. I mean,
Yes, yes, your face,
I was
face is
okay.
very
There was no
glowing,
problem.
glowing,
No
glowing
fatigue
face
removement,
and
sleep,
glowing
nothing.
eyes. Glowing
But,
face and glowing eyes.
but I felt somehow I did not feel it right. So I changed back. I somehow felt it was not appropriate. But I was doing that for 1 year. 1 year awake every night, full night. Maybe that was a time of awakening or what, I don't know. But I felt it's not necessary. So I changed. Okay.
Thank you.
Rajan led to some other. Anybody else? Any other questions, my dear friends, for today? I'm leaving you with a thought. Soul is spark of unique life, and ship is the supreme immortal power. What is that power in the mountains? What is that power in the ocean? What is the power in water, in wind? What is that power? Anybody knows? Maybe tomorrow we will ask you that question. Is there life in a mountain? Is there life in the table and chair? Is there life or there is no life?
There's
How many
energy.
of you? No, how many of you say there is power? I'm asking you, is there power in a piece of metal? Is there power?
No,
Yes or no?
Medically, there is no life.
Now I'm going to catch Professor by his. Now I'm going to catch Professor Rajan by his tail. I'm going to catch Professor Rajan by his tail. What did Professor Rajan tell just now? That in metal there is no power. Correct, Rajan?
Medically, there is no life.
No, I'm just. So let me explain to you, Rajan. My dear Rajan. Dearest Rajan. I also thought in metal there is no power. Correct, Rajan?
Yes.
Then how do magnets attract? How do two pieces of metal? How do two pieces of metal? They are magnetic. How they attract?
The different type of life. When we talk life, we mean that life.
No, I'm not talking about life. I'm not talking about life. I'm asking, is there power? I didn't use the word life.
Power is there. Power is there.
So tomorrow we want to talk. What is that power?
Okay.
What is that power in a magnet? What is the power is there in a mountain? What is that energy? Mitesh is the energy. What is that energy in water, in wind? What is that? So that is, hopefully we will coin a subject for tomorrow. But Ru wants to ask something. Ru? Okay, Ru is not there. So let me close this discussion for today, my dear friends. My dear friends, today's subject, the question that was today. ट्यूबलाइट हाँ बोलिए हाँ यार
यही हो जी गुरुजी
बोलिए बोलिए
गुरुजी ऑब्जेक्ट्स में लाइफ होती है कई ऑब्जेक्ट से हम ज्यादा अटैच रहते हैं कई ऑब्जेक्ट से हम अटैच नहीं होते हैं
ऑब्जेक्ट मींस इनएनिमेट ऑब्जेक्ट बोल रहे हैं आप लाइक पत्थर माउंटेन उसमें लाइफ नहीं है उसमें पावर है life nahi hai. And that is tomorrow's discussion. That is part of tomorrow's discussion. Today we are talking about, before I close, I have only 1 minute. Somebody asked me this question yesterday. That's why this came into the subject of the topic. How much time must we be in consciousness? This was, how much time is enough to be in consciousness? So I hope you all got the answer. We must be in consciousness all the time. Except when we are unconscious. We must, in every moment of wakingness, we must be in consciousness. And to be in consciousness is only one thing: switch off the mind. Somebody asked the question, how to stop thinking. Somebody asked the question, how to stop thinking. Just like you can stop walking, and just like you can stop talking, and just like you can stop eating, you can stop thinking. So if you're worrying how to be in consciousness, how to control the mind, remember this. Remember my closing comment. You can stop talking, you can stop walking, you can stop eating, you can stop thinking. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Be in consciousness. And if you're in consciousness, you will transcend the triple suffering on earth and you will attain that state of enlightenment. So it's very important, my dear friends, to be in that state of consciousness all the time. It means no mind. Don't let the bombarding of thoughts control your life. Let in the consciousness, let one by one thought come, not mind. Thought means one by one thought should come. Mind means, what happened, this happened, then that happened, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. This is mind. Thought is coming one by one by one. I bow down to you. Thank you.